Am I to the not center of the screen? Okay, all right. You're just not gonna let that one go for a little bit.
You're not.
Hi, I'm Ashley Hamilton, Tax Manager at Complete Payroll. Welcome to another episode of Ashley Explains, where I lay down the facts about tax. Let's get started. Employers are constantly looking for the do's and don'ts of New York State withholding and unemployment. The document that I usually refer them to is New York State Publication 50, and I'll make sure Joe over here includes a link to it. Any New York State regulation that would impact payroll can be found in that document. With it being tax season, one regulation that's very popular right now is how to report New York State wages on the W-2. This information is found on page 34 of Publication 50. New York State reports wages on the W-2 differently than other states. And unless you're a huge nerd like me, sometimes confusing for the employees and employers. Typically, Box 15 will report your state, and Box 16 will report wages earned in that state, but not for New York. On the New York form, it says the amount of wages that must be reported in the state wage, tips, etc. box on federal form W-2 is the same amount of federal wages required to be reported in Box 1, wages, tips, and other compensation. If an employee has two states on their W-2, New York State will show Box 1, or federal wages, and the other state will correctly show the amount of wage attributed to that state. Now this may look incorrect, but I promise you it's not. Would I steer you wrong? The employee will allocate the part of the employee's federal wages that are attributable to the services performed in New York State when the employee files his or her New York State income tax return. Publication 50 covers all scenarios: full year New York State resident, full year New York State non-resident who performs all of their services in New York State, full year New York State non-resident who performs only a portion of their services in New York State, part year New York State residents, and full year New York State non-resident who performs no services in New York State. They don't report in Box 1 because they actually are not obligated to report in New York State at all. That was a good one, I feel like. See, I nailed attributable, which was a very hard word for me to say the first time. Have any tax questions you want me to explain? Comment below or shoot me an email at ashleyexplains@completepayroll.com. Thanks for watching.